The new Honda CMX 1100 Rebel in the test. Cruiser in Japanese. After the custom-cool 500cc Rebel has been one of the most popular entry-level cruisers for decades, a big version is now also available. The new CMX 1100 Rebel builds on the endearing character of its little sister, but with significantly more loud electronic gadgets and, if desired, Honda's exclusive dual-clutch transmission. Will it have a real big cruiser feeling? We tried out the manual version on an extensive test ride on winding roads. Owners of the Rebel 500 were previously forced to change brands when upgrading to a larger cruiser. Logically, Honda didn't want to put up with that anymore. Now there is finally a large Rebel. Optionally, it is available with the dual-clutch transmission DCT, which Honda offers for various models. We will soon try out how this system works in the new Rebel. Currently, the manual version is available in the 1000 horsepower yard. With the arms stretched to the handlebars, the upright posture, and a low seat height of just 700 mm, you immediately get the cruiser feeling. However, the feet are not stretched forward, but placed to the side next to the engine. This makes the knee angle a bit more acute. Even if the position of the feet is initially unfamiliar, they allow a slightly greater freedom when leaning. Arriving at the first turns, I am positively surprised by this. The 35-degree lean angle is a bit more than comparable models. At the beginning it scratches every now and then. Later I have the hang of it and drive through even sharp curves without touching down. Untypical for a cruiser in this class is the weight. The 1100 weighs just 227 kilograms when fully fueled. The DCT version adds another 10 kilograms. All in all, that's about 30 kilograms less than competitor models. This low weight can be felt not only when maneuvering but also in the agile handling in curves. At the heart of the Rebel 1100 is a familiar engine, the 1084 cubic inline 4 that's also in the Africa Twin. For the cruiser spirit, the Sport Adventure unit has been adapted somewhat. Peak power of 87 horsepower at 7,000 and torque of 98 Nm at 4,750 revolutions per minute are slightly lower than before. The Africa Twin has 102 horsepower and 105 Nm. The flywheel mass has been increased by 32%, and the exhaust system and valve timing have been changed. The engine makes the Rebel come out of this model. Especially the low and mid-range pressure feels fantastic, and every meter is fun, whether in the city or on the country road. A bit smoother could be the response, which is a bit harsh regardless of the mapping selected. However, vibrations are not felt even on the brisk highway stage, and the view in the rearview mirrors remains undistorted. In terms of sound, the Rebel sounds more restrained than the Africa Twin. To create a V2-like sound, it also has a 270-degree crank pin offset. A beautiful sound. However, it does not come close to the sound of an American V-twin. The electronics package, which the Rebel has thanks to the organ donation from the Africa Twin, includes engine control via throttle-by-wire. A simple push of a button with the left thumb selects the mapping while riding. In sport mode, power delivery is more aggressive, traction and wheelie control is set to low, and engine braking is set to high. The other two riding modes, standard and especially rain, control more gently, and the safety systems intervene earlier. The different characters of the mappings are clearly noticeable. The user mode can be configured and the traction control can also be deactivated. For comfort, especially on longer stages, cruise control is also on board as standard. The Showa chassis with a 43mm cartridge fork and a double piggyback shock absorber is adjustable in spring preload at the rear and front. At 122mm front and 94mm rear, the suspension travel is typically low for cruisers. For comparison, the Harley 48 has 92mm to 54mm, the Indian Scout Bobber 120mm to 50mm. Slight bumps in the road are absorbed well, but stronger cracks and holes are passed on directly to the rider. The seat is comfortable even after 3 hours in the saddle. In general, the Rebel 1100 feels very stable, which could be due to the wheelbase of 1520mm, the low center of gravity, and the 18 inches front wheel, among other things. The cast aluminum wheels are dressed in Dunlop D428S with dimensions of 130/70/18 and 180/65/16. Also typical of cruisers, the Rebel has only a single front brake disc. A radially mounted Nissin monoblock 4-piston caliper with a large 330mm single disc and a single piston caliper with a 256mm single disc at the rear decelerate reliably, even on steep downhill sections. Here, too, the lower weight compared with the competition is an advantage. Of course, the braking performance should not be compared with ultra-modern sports motorcycles. And last but not least, something cruiser untypical, the price. For a modern bike of this class and with the equipment, the Rebel 1100 is significantly below the competition. The Harley-Davidson Iron 1200 comes closest to the Rebel in terms of price, but it is no longer available with Euro 5. The Rebel is available in two color variants, gunmetal black metallic and bordeaux red, and with many factory accessories. The bike can be customized or made even more comfortable. In terms of weight and equipment, the Rebel wins out over its competitors. The Honda Rebel 1100 is a very fun, easy to ride, agile and punchy cruiser motorcycle that will probably find many friends, whether rookie or old hand. My personal highlights are the ingenious engine, the electronic equipment and the low weight in combination with the low price compared to the competition. A successful Japanese cruiser. I hope you've liked this test. Thank you for watching. For more great motorcycle videos, subscribe to our channel.